नाजरीन सलाम अलैकुम सत श्री अकाल ते नमस्कार। जिस तरह कि तुहानू पता ही है कि असी हर वीक माइंड एंड बॉडी प्रोग्राम लैके तुहाडी खिदमत विच हाज़र होने हाँ। ये जिहड़ा प्रोग्राम है ये BNC मैडिकल सेंटर के ताबन दे नाल पेश किया जाता है, जिहड़ा कि ब्रैम्पटन दे विच ब्रैमली अते कंट्री साइड की इंटरसैक्शन के उपर है। ये जिहड़ा प्रोग्राम जिथे असी माइंड एंड बॉडी हैल्थ नाल रिलेटेड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम गल करते हैं कि हैल्थ नाल कोई भी जिहड़ी प्रॉब्लम हुंदी है, कोई साडी ब्रेन की गल है, कोई हार्ट अटैक की गल है, कोई बैक प्रॉब्लम की गल है, कोई फ्लू की गल है, कोई फिजिकल एग्जाम की गल है, ये उत्ते कनेडियन या अमेरिकन लाइसेंस डॉक्टर ही तुहाडे नाल गल्लां करदे ने। असी रेडियो ते भी प्रोग्राम दिने 7 ते हर मंडे नूं ते बाकी कुछ जिहड़े प्रोग्राम ने जिथे असी स्पिरिचुअलिटी नूं टच करदे हां, यूडाइज़म, बुद्धिज़म, इस्लाम, क्रिश्चियनिटी, ताओइज़म, सो वो मैं टच करदा क्योंकि मेरा फील्ड है। ते नाल नाल असी 5 या 10% सोसाइटी दे विच जिहड़ियां पर्सनैलिटीज़ ने जिहड़ियां कि सोसाइटी की हैल्प करदियां ने किसी ना किसी रूप दे विच, चाहे वो फिनांस का मैटर होवे, चाहे वो स्पोर्ट्स का मैटर होवे, चाहे वो एक्टिंग का मैटर होवे, उन्हां नूं भी लैके आउंदे आ। पर हाँ 5% असी जदों कनेडा दे विच कोई पॉलिटिक्स की गल हुंदी है, कोई इलैक्शनस हुंदियां ने, उस इलैक्शन के दौरान असी पॉलिटिशियंस नूं भी अपने स्टूडियो दे विच लैके आउंदे आ। अज साडे स्टूडियो दे विच रोमाना सिंह जिहड़े कि ब्रैम्पटन ईस्ट तो इलैक्शन लड़ रहे उन्हां नूं लैके आए आ। बड़ी शी इज़ अ वेरी humble personality. When I met her about 2-3 weeks ago, it really impressed me the way she talks. She's honest from inside, not like crook by like in our race we say something and we act another thing, but she's very clear hearted, very humble, very intelligent, very young. I'm not just buttering. When you will see her, when you deal with her, you will realize whatever I'm saying, I never butter anybody. If she has a minus point, definitely I'm the first one who pinpoint to you too. So before I give more detail, let me welcome Ramona Singh. Ramona Singh, welcome here.
Thank you, welcome. It's so great to be here. Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Assalamu Alaikum. It's a pleasure to be on your show, Dr. Ravi.
Okay, so Ramona, can you tell us that first you can tell us our views, your background, like which nationality? Of course we are Canadian now,
yes.
But background, what nationality we are, what is your education background, and why you choose politics?
Absolutely. So I'm a mixed background. My father's Indian, my mother's Iranian, and so growing up in a home where it's multicultural, multilingual, multi-ethnic in every way, you grow up to understand different communities and feel like how the community in our country, especially Canada, is so multicultural. When it comes to education, we migrated here when I was about 8 years old, and since then I had all my education here. I wanted to be a police officer, went to college for police foundations. I realized I love law, don't necessarily want to enforce it. I went to university at Carleton University in Ottawa, studied criminology, criminal justice, and law, and I was fortunate enough to work for Correctional Service of Canada. Before I graduated, I got on there as an intern, and then I worked. It was an internship program, and I was supposed to work a day, and I did 2 days, and then we went to on some trips, and the reports I wrote, I guess my boss at the time realized, she should hire me and I could do some work for her. So then she hired me for the summer, then for the full year, and then I ended up staying for about 3 years, which was a very great experience of my life. And then I came back to Toronto area and started working for the family business, which is we manufacture, import, and at the time we had lots of retail stores, so I ended up managing a lot of the groundwork and small business. And then I got an opportunity to go and work in London, England in telecoms, and I always wanted to get international corporate experience. So I actually did spend many years overseas working for a Dutch company, German company, a Malay company, gone to fintech, which is the emergence of mobile network operators, your telecommunications, as well as your banking industry coming into one, being able to do mobile money transfer, all sorts of very cool solutions in the developing world. And coming back to Canada, I realized I'm one of those people who got a head start in a different country, and so since then I started a small business still in telecommunications. We do lots of market research, we do a lot of outreach, and then I was fortunate enough to start working on a lot of different campaigns in the last 6 years, from municipal to provincial to federal, and so I've been very active since then. But when it comes politically, actually I had my first election when I was in grade 6, and I ran for election, and then grade 8, and then grade 9, and then grade 11. And so it's been something I've always been doing, listening to my fellow classmates or my constituents and offering a platform that matches what our needs are.
Okay, so Ramona, can you tell me something about that in Canada there is 3-party system, although it's a 4-party system now these days, but 3 parties they have the history, they have the background, and they have the maximum member of parliaments or in province too. So Liberal Party, and then Progressive Conservative Party, and then the NDP parties are there.
Right.
Why you choose progressive? When Indian people are, especially in 905 areas, liberals are more popular. That history shows that why you take risk and choose conservative. Why you are not interested in Liberal Party or NDP party?
Absolutely, great question. So so federally we have the Conservative Party, we had the Alliance Party and the PC Party merge, and then the Conservative Party was born under Stephen Harper. And yes, there's the NDP and the Liberals, and it's a very interesting question because I don't come from a political family. My parents are not politically involved in any way, neither are my siblings, which I have 3 of. So when I became very active politically, I decided before I start helping out on campaigns, I must decide what I am. So I actually read the constitution of each party. And then I realized through lots of reading and through lots of analysis that I'm a fiscal conservative, right? And what I mean by that is I believe in small government, I believe in lower taxes, I believe that people have the right to earn and decide how to spend their money, their savings, the more they take home, whether they want to invest in a home and vacation, education, whatever the case is. This is where my values come from, and it aligned more with the Conservative Party. I do believe that and my whole family's been small business owners, and being able to work hard and create more middle class, I find that the Conservative platform always gives more ability for people to do that because they have more entitlement and more rights over their earning. And so that was the biggest differentiation. And of course, I believe in free and fair markets. I believe in supply and demand, and let the market dictate, and not to be involved. Of course, we must regulate to make sure that environmentally things are safe, and there is a level of human rights and employee benefits. But I do believe that at the end of the day, more competition allows for better services and better pricing for consumers, and more competitiveness, of course.
Yes, very good. So Ramona, can you tell us, our viewers, when is the election day? Because nobody cares. In Canada, that's another problem, that everybody is happy, everybody is doing well economically, so they don't care about the election or anything. In poor country or underdeveloped country, everybody knows when the election is, but in Canada, nobody knows. Now people are feeling that this year maybe there is election day. Can you tell us what is the election day, number one? And number two, what is your boundary? What areas, what people are covered under your boundary, so that you should know and the people should know that who is the candidate in that boundary?
Absolutely. So election day is 59 days away from today. It's on October 21st, and so it's right around the corner. As soon as we finish Labor Day weekend, the election's going to start on mainstream media. You're going to see debates happening with all the leaders and a lot with your local candidates. Why should you vote? Why should you care? I think what's amazing about Brampton is that Bramptonians Bramptonians actually vote. They mobilize when it comes to nominations, whether it's provincial or federal. They pull out their family, friends, neighbors. I mean, we had 3 different mayors in 3 consecutive municipal elections. That doesn't happen in any other municipality. Bramptonians know the list of things they want. They know what they want for change. And right now they're looking at which party, which candidate is going to do best for Brampton.
That's right.
When it comes to the boundaries of Brampton East, our eastern border is Highway 50, so we border onto Vaughan, and our northern boundary is Mayfield, so we border onto Caledon. When it comes to our western boundary, it's Bremley to Sandalwood, Sandalwood east to Torbram, Torbram south to just south of Steeles where the train tracks are.
ਸੋ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸੀ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਈਵੇ 50 ਹੈ, ਹਾਈਵੇ 50 ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਸਟ ਲਾਈਨ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਧਰੋਂ ਬ੍ਰੈਮਲੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੈਂਡਲਵੁੱਡ ਤੋਂ ਕਵਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਮੇਫੀਲਡ ਹੈ, ਮੇਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਵੇੜ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਸੈਂਡਲਵੁੱਡ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਰਫਲੀ ਇਹ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਸੀ ਰਾਜ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ, ਜੋ ਉਹਦੀ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਸੀ ਉਹੀ ਹੁਣ ਐਗਜ਼ੈਕਟ ਸੇਮ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਹੈ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਲੋਕ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਰੋਮਾਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਤੋਂ, ਯੰਗ ਲੀਡਰ ਨੇ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੁਣ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ 10 ਮਿੰਟ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਵੈਲ ਅਵੇਅਰ ਆਫ ਇਟ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਢੰਗ ਹੈ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕੋਈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਡਰਾਮੇਬਾਜ਼ੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੋਈ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਬੜੀ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਰੋਮਾਨਾ, ਕੈਨ ਯੂ ਟੈਲ ਮੀ ਵਿਦਿਨ ਅ ਮਿੰਟ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਦ ਟਾਈਮ ਇਜ਼ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਕਿ what time you woke up and what is your everyday plan now? The election is very close.
Absolutely. So I woke up today at 7 a.m. I usually wake up at that time, but Dr. Ravi tells me I must wake up at 5. So I'm going to start going to bed a little bit earlier to be able to, because I think sleep is very important, to have a very clear mind, to be able to have a proper plan for what's ahead and to be able to tackle it. And so as the day starts, I start, answering all my emails, phone calls, and whatever the case happens, because we get a lot of input coming in, which is great to hear from people. And then we go into the office, and the office we put the team together, and every day we're door knocking on doors. We're fortunate enough to have a good set of volunteers that come out with us, and then we have our lunch break, and then it's a lot of outreach, whether I'm calling people back, then I go out in the evening again for more door knocking, then it's events, or today being fortunate enough to come on your show and spread our message, which I thank you so much for it. So that's what a typical day looks like.
So in a couple of seconds, can you tell when are you going to inaugurate your election campaign office?
Absolutely.
And where is that?
Yes, absolutely. So it's fantastic to have you. Please come by our campaign office. That's 9990 the Gore Road. It is at the corner. It's at the southwest corner of Gore and Castlemore. We're just south of Gore Meadows Community Center in Brampton. So again, it's 9990 the Gore Road, and we're having our campaign launch this Saturday, August 24th, between 12 to 2 o'clock.
Okay, so ਪਿਆਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕੋ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਰੋਮਾਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਫਿਸ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਗੌਰ ਤੇ ਕੈਸਲਮੂਰ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਬੁਬੇੜ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਕੈਸਲਮੂਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਦਿਰ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਾਰਨਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਲਾਜ਼ਾ ਬਣਿਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਾਲ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਦਾ। ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਬਣੀ ਆ, ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਮ ਵੀ ਬਣਿਆ, ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਇੰਟਰਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਕਾਰਨਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਫਿਸ ਹੈ। ਸੈਚਰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ 2-3 ਦਿਨ, ਅੱਜ ਥਰਸਡੇ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਪਰਸੋਂ ਸੈਚਰਡੇ ਨੂੰ 12 ਤੋਂ 2 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਇਨੋਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਦੀ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਓ, ਔਰ ਲੰਚ ਦਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਵੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁੱਲ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਆਫਟਰ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ she will change her phone or anything like most other people did. That I can assure you that because I'm dealing with her for the last 2-3 weeks, I had a chance to meet her. So being a student of, as I'm a student of politics as well as I'm the student of psychology too, I can see it, I can read a little bit mind. So she will be 100% honest even after election, whether she win or not. That is her slogan, and we have to ask so many other questions too, so please don't go away. Thank you. ਵੈਲਕਮ ਬੈਕ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਮਾਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪੀਸੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦੇਸੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੇ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਈਸਟ ਤੋਂ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਈਵੇ 50 ਨੂੰ ਟੱਚ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਹਾਈਵੇ 50 ਈਸਟ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਨ ਹੈ। ਇਧਰੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਮਲੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਧਰੋਂ ਮੇਫੀਲਡ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਇਸ ਲਗਭਗ ਏਰੀਏ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਜਿੱਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹੀ ਏਰੀਆ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਉਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣੇ, ਟਾਈਮ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਥੋੜਾ, ਆਈ ਡੋਂਟ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਵੇਸਟ ਟੂ ਮਚ ਟਾਈਮ। ਲੈਟ ਹਰ ਸਪੀਕ। ਸੋ Ramona, welcome back again.
Thank you.
And can you please tell me that how many candidates are contesting in your riding?
Yes, absolutely. Right now we have 4 candidates, including myself. So I am the conservative candidate. We also have a liberal candidate who just came on board a few weeks ago, as well as an NDP candidate. We also have a PPC party candidate as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the last, if I'm not wrong, last time from here, Raj Garewal was elected as a Liberal Party. He is the candidate now?
No, he is still the MP of Brampton East, but he's an independent member of Parliament, and he's not contesting the election in Brampton East as the Liberal candidate.
So the party refused, or is there any specific reason? I don't want to go in detail.
I absolutely have no idea or any knowledge about it. All I know is that he won't be contesting in October 21st election.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you want to say something to the riding people that it's not possible practically, because I have experience for the last 20 years. You can't reach each and every person or each and every house, right?
Yeah.
But you are trying your level best, as I mentioned, before, even when we recorded this one, that you have to work hard. Even you say, when you mention here that you need a sound sleep so that your mind should work, my philosophy is you can work hard now. After that, you can take one week complete sleep. Then it will be much better. So if you won't reach, you will try your level best. If you don't reach to the people, you want to convey the message to those people too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important that, as I knock on doors, there's about 28,000 doors in our riding, and we've been knocking at them. We're going back multiple times. And consistently what I hear at the doors is that people want to have an affordability for Brampton, whether it's, their taxes, when it comes to housing, when it comes to just being able to put food on the table. Affordability is a big issue. Also, other issues that come up consistently is their future education and employment of their children and themselves, having jobs in Brampton, having meaningful jobs actually, right? And being able to have prosperity in the city. And community safety is a consistent thing that keeps coming up, that, feeling safe, from whether it's gun violence or break and enter or whatever the case is. So these are things that, as your representatives that can go to work for, right? When it comes to, of course, affordability on insurance and all these things that affect Brampton, transit. The list is endless. And essentially how Bramptonians feel is that they've been underserved in every level of government. They say, what about us? We're the 9th largest city in the country. It's given that the population is about 650,000 people, but I think there's a whole bunch of people if you start including all the different rental units and everything else. It's a very big population, but they're saying, well, why don't we have the subway? Vaughan has the subway. Why don't we have federal government jobs here? When you have Mississauga, that's got Revenue Canada Agency, has immigration, refugees, and citizenship. They're saying, why not us? Why is it that we've been left behind when it comes to sporting stadiums, when it comes to all sorts of access to quality life and accessibility? Why do we have to leave our house to go somewhere else, drive on a highway? Our only east to west highway is 407, and you have to pay for that. They're looking and saying, why don't our children have a university right at home to be able to go to school, and why must they go away and then they may not come back? So these are all the level of anxieties that are happening for people, and as your future member of parliament, I will speak for you, and doesn't matter what level of government it is, doesn't matter what jurisdiction it is. I have contacts, communication, and relationships with all 3 levels of government, and even if I don't, it's a matter of as I knock on your door and I meet you, I would knock on their door and meet them and speak on your behalf. And I think what's also very important is win or lose, I'm here for the community. This is something that has been my lifelong sort of work, and people matter. And as I knock on doors, what's happening is as people talk about their personal personal issues, you're bonding with them at the door. That's the level of bond. You can't just switch it off after October 21st, right after the election, because they're sharing some very serious and intimate things about them, their family, their future, and you're building relationships one door at a time.
That's good. Okay, Ramona, last week somebody asked me on the radio show that I can ask the question to the politician, because in this especially in this century, lots of people are feeling depressions, anxiety, so like they have the panic attacks and all those things, and moreover they need the counseling. Even when you have a problem with the families, assault with weapon or without weapon, then the divorces cases are there, and even the court said that okay, you need the counseling, because if you go to the psychiatrist you need the medicine, and medicine has a side effect. But all doctors, they say that the primary stage is counseling, and counseling they are professional people, they solve it, but they are not covered by the OHIP, right? Most of the people, those who have a problem, maybe not 30%, the people, they can't afford it to pay to the counseling, although it's $100 or $200 per hour or so, something like this, maybe wrong. So you will do something for those people, because it's a very genuine demand.
Absolutely. Previous to that, when you look at the funding that Brampton has received, literally compared to other municipalities that are much smaller in population, mental health was one of those things where it was underfunded as well as infrastructure and everything else, you name it. And I've spoken to a lot of doctors where they say, they come, it's because you must go to your family doctor before you can get sent to another level of specialist, whether it's for mental health. And they're saying the backlogs are so long that patients who need real immediate intervention and help are not being able to get it, the ones that could be covered. And of course, when it comes to private counseling, if you don't have the benefits at work, or if you're not in that position to afford it, it gets very difficult. And so I think we need to have more accessible sort of counseling, as well as maybe group sessions, more community-based programming for people to be able to attend to. And of course, having all these organizations available, having people reach out more and be more part of communities, I find that it also is a level of being able to decrease anxiety and depression and whatnot. And here's what I find amazing about Brampton is that when it comes to women organizations, when it comes to senior organizations, a lot of them don't even rely on funding. They're actually pulling their money together and reaching out to the community and being able to host them. So I know that there's a lot of efforts on a community level, that different groups, organizations that just come together, put their own money. But what we need to do is we need to make sure we have all of them on a list, more accessible to the community, so we are able to direct people the right way until government can also do proper funding.
Okay, so Ramona Singh, we have only 2 minutes left. So can you please tell, or you want to say something to the community that for the volunteers, you need some volunteers or not, or if somebody wants to help you out, where they can reach, what is their phone, what is your phone number? So can you please?
Absolutely. So the lifelong of a campaign is absolute volunteers. You can't move or do anything without volunteers, and people just even giving 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day, it makes a big difference in terms of being able to reach. I'm just one person, and we have 120,000 constituents. Every riding has approximately the same amount, so being able to reach people, whether we call them, whether we knock on their door, it means the world. So you can reach me if you'd like to join the campaign. My phone number is 647-400-7000. That number is not going to change because it's a really excellent number as well. And of course, reachable after the campaign as well. It's 647-400-7000. Or alternatively, you can email me at info@ramonasingh.ca, and that's RAMONASINGH.ca.
So ਜੇ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਏ ਨਾ, ਤਾਂ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ 400 400 and 7000
Yes.
ਤੇ ਫਸਟ ਏਰੀਆ ਕੋਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ 416
No, 647.
647 ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਬੜਾ
Yeah.
ਪਪੂਲਰ ਹੈ 647 400 7000
Yeah.
ਹਾਂਜੀ 400 ਵੀ 400 7 ਦੇ ਨਾਲ 3 ਜ਼ੀਰੋ ਲਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ 7000 416 ਇਹ ਨੰਬਰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਤੇ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਹਰੇਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣ ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਆਪ ਕਰਨਾ ਵੋਟ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਰਮਾਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਵੋਟ ਪਾਓ ਜਾਂ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਓ ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇੰਨੀ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਸਟ ਥਿੰਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਇਟ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਡੋਂਟ ਥਿੰਕ ਲਾਈਕ ਦਿਸ that oh my father belongs to this my fufa is contesting the election don't go with the relation always choose good person ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਫਾਰਿਸ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਲਾਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਲੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਨਸੀਕੁਐਂਸਿਸ ਬੈਡ ਭੁਗਤਣੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਕੋਈ ਤੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਾਈਮ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੀਜੋਗੇ ਤਿਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਵੱਢੋਗੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੀਜਨੇ ਮੈਂਗੋਜ਼ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਈਟ ਮੈਂਗੋਜ਼ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਬੀਜਣਾ ਮੈਂਗੋ ਪਏਗਾ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਤੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੰਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣ ਇਮਾਨਦਾਰੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਮਾਨਦਾਰ ਔਰ ਯੰਗ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰੋ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ 'ਚ ਉੱਥੇ ਭੇਜੋ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਣ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਅੱਗੇ ਗੱਲ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਬੋਲਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਕਾਂਟ ਸਪੀਕ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਹਾਊ ਕੈਨ ਯੂ ਸੋਲਵ ਯਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ if suppose there is a problem in the police or any department in the provincial and you elected that person who can't even speak fluent English how can you solve your problem so think all those things that the candidate should not be crook he should be honest he should be young and he is willing he or she is when I said he means he or she I'm not talking about any sex so anybody so always think about it twice and then make your decision and I want to discuss with her more details but we have that is all our time so we have to finish time is very important when the time comes we have to leave we have to stop so Ramona Singh thank you very much again so we will try to talk to you on the radio or TV some another time
yes.
and wish you very good luck
thank you Dr. Ravi for your support and having me on your show and giving me access to your viewers
thank you very much